Root Access. Episode 4. The Billion Flight. First Act. Better than business tickets.
The brutal winter was fiercely battering the Sinclair Institute. All staff, including Maxwell and his team, were eagerly awaiting the heat wave. Every morning, during periods of low energy consumption, the central heating emitted gentle flows of warm air.
Oh yes, this is much nicer.
Maxwell rubbed his hands together in front of one of the vents. He always hated having cold fingers, because that affected his typing speed.
I can probably defeat you again, today.
Jasmine was talking about their friendly Fast Typers challenge. The team competed twice a month in skills games, battling for food prizes, and the honor of winning the coveted bragging rights for 2 weeks.
That was pure luck. On any other day, you wouldn't stand a chance.
Both were really fast typers. While Maxwell's code was more elegant, Jasmine's speed was unbeatable. Sam was sitting nearby, enjoying every single word.
I can take you both, easily.
Sam challenged them.
Only in your fancy virtual world.
Maxwell replied, referring to the Mirage.
Remember that the brain link isn't working now. And you only have one set of hands in real life.
Fair enough.
Sam replied, remembering what happened a few weeks ago. That time, the small metallic pins on top of Sam's ears were heavily damaged after the incident inside the simulation. Jabari was eavesdropping from a distance. He never participated in those games. He tried several times to encourage Maxwell and Jasmine to add more physical challenges to the mix, but they always refused.
Scene 2.
The team was relaxing after a long day of research when Julia Sinclair, the Institute's manager, appeared in the office. She was clutching 4 elegant passes, with QR codes printed in shimmering gold ink. Maxwell, Jabari, Jasmine, and Sam couldn't recognize them from afar. But once she got closer, they saw a date, a departure time, and an unfamiliar destination.
Are you getting married on a tropical island? Are we all invited?
No, sadly these are not for me. You are the lucky ones this time.
Are we getting married, Maxwell? Shouldn't you have proposed to me first?
Jabari asked, jokingly. Sam and Jasmine kept silent, trying to decipher the real nature of the tickets.
Remember Julian Price?
The crypto mogul. Do you know him?
Sam eagerly jumped into the conversation, with full attention now captured.
He was absolutely broke the last time. We tried to help him, unsuccessfully.
Jasmine recalled, referring to the team's intervention on his crypto wallet.
Sadly, his lock device was too hard to crack, even for us.
Sam detected a complicit look between them, sensing that those words weren't exactly accurate, but remained silent.
Well, he is still really grateful to you. He managed to make money again. A lot of money.
Damn, that's unbelievable. The crypto market has been down for years. How did he manage to do it again?
He invested on new risky things, of course. You know, when someone has an instinct for business and a bit of luck, that can happen.
Let me guess.
Jasmine interrupted.
Quantum nuclear devices and humanoid robots?
Julia was impressed by her sharpness of insight.
But how did you know that? Price Ventures never disclosed that information.
Well, it's almost a logical conclusion. After all, he saw the crypto craze coming years before it happened.
Oh, I wish I could have that kind of instinct.
Jabari sighed.
Scene 3.
As the team entered the airport, someone noticed their golden tickets passes.
Are you Maxwell Husk, from the Sinclair Institute?
Yes, we are going to Price Island, but we can't find this airline's desk.
Oh, that's because you're not flying commercial. Those tickets are for Mr. Price Private Fleet. Please follow me.
Julian Price had paid the Institute a substantial amount in cash to get them on his private island to review all their cybersecurity measures. He was paranoid not only about hackers stealing his fortune, but also his new family being targeted. The island was situated somewhere in the Caribbean, on an undisclosed location. The only way to access it was with his own planes. A heavily armed security team monitored every inch of land, sea, and air, 24/7. In case of emergencies, a fully equipped underground bunker was always on standby, ready to be used. Julian wanted to celebrate the island's inauguration with a big party, but he needed to ensure that every possible threat had been thoroughly addressed. After all, he invited members of the world's elite, company owners, CEOs, and royalty from several countries. Sam looked surprised at the gold-painted plane.
What are those?
Sam pointed to the wings, noticing 2 barrels below the jet engines.
That's for security measures. This airplane is equipped with all the necessary tools to repel an attack, ensuring a safe escape.
Is it even legal? How can a civilian be granted access to military weapons?
Jabari's astonishment was evident. He knew that money could ease regulations, but this was preposterous.
Well, these are not conventional weapons, sir. These can't fire a single bullet.
Jasmine went closer to the plane's wing, looking at the barrel. It was actually an electronic device, protected with a titanium shield.
Is that a quantum pulse generator?
Indeed, Miss Galvez. It can disable other planes' navigation systems from a distance. Of course, we only use it as a defense mechanism. But the military doesn't have it yet. There are no regulations governing its use so far.
Maxwell was listening to the conversation, about to get on the plane via the staircase, but he stopped halfway.
Are you entirely sure about this?
He was on the phone with Julia.
Yes, we've checked all of Mr. Price's tools and toys. Even ARIA couldn't detect any risks associated with traveling on that plane.
I see. Well, you'll answer my call if anything goes wrong, right?
Of course. As long as you have some kind of connection, you will be able to reach us instantly.
She answered.
Okay, I'll let you know when we arrive.
Remember to enjoy the food. Julian mentioned that he hired a Michelin-starred chef for his private jet.
Oh, believe me, I will.
Have a safe flight, Maxwell.
Maxwell was already enjoying the meal in his head.
Scene 4.
Hi, this is your captain speaking. Welcome to the Marin 2, Mr. Price personal plane. Our flight will take approximately 3 hours. Please enjoy our selection of premium drinks alongside the fine gastronomy our chef will prepare for you.
Jabari and Jasmine were impressed by the exceptional luxury of everything inside the aircraft. Sam, on the other hand, was a little bit nervous. In virtual reality, flying wasn't usually necessary, since an avatar could teleport to any location inside the mirage. But in real life, the whole experience was overwhelming. The crew of the jet consisted of only 4 people. The pilot, a private chef, the stewardess, and a technician. Julian Price always preferred quality over quantity, also for his staff.
Are we waiting for someone?
Maxwell asked the pilot, that wasn't starting the engines.
No, sir. We are about to get clearance for the designated runway. Please, sit down and fasten your seatbelts now.
Maxwell complied, feeling a bit anxious before takeoff.
Can I have something to drink?
He asked the stewardess, sitting in front of him.
I'm sorry, we need to reach cruise speed before that.
I understand, don't worry.
Jasmine and Jabari were sitting 2 rows apart, to avoid any temptation.
Oh wow, this looks so much better in real life.
Rather than looking at the luxurious gold-coated glasses, Sam was fascinated with the view.
Cheers. For Mr. Price.
Jasmine raised her freshly served glass to toast. Maxwell and Jabari were not accustomed to drinking on a workday, but the setting was perfect for making an exception. Sam took a sip of the extra brut champagne, and a clear expression of disgust instantly clouded their face.
You don't like it?
Maxwell asked, confused.
No. I don't like this at all.
Sam replied, leaving the delicate glass on the table.
But this is one of the most exclusive champagnes ever made. ARIA, how many bottles of this vintage were produced?
Maxwell was communicating with ARIA through his smart pen. An internet-connected device equipped with a microphone, cameras, light sensors. He sent a picture of the bottle. ARIA executed a blazing fast search, and answered.
There are just 3,145 bottles from that year.
Here, you can take mine.
Sam offered the remaining champagne to Maxwell, now happily holding 2 glasses of the exceptional vintage. Suddenly, the small aircraft started shaking.
Second act. Digital turbulence.
Are we flying straight into a storm, or what?
Jabari's voice was loud enough to sound throughout the plane.
No, sir. We are experiencing some turbulence. It's common on this route. Don't worry.
The pilot was trying to calm down the passengers, but he didn't sound very confident.
We are only an hour away from our destination, I think.
Jasmine's guess was accurate. The private chef stopped cooking, sat down with the stewardess, who apologized for the inconvenience.
It's okay, you can't control the weather, right?
Proudly showing them his ARIA-enabled pen, Maxwell tried to ease the tense situation. The device projected a live feed from the Sinclair Institute.
ARIA, can you zoom in? Last window, 2nd floor.
Maxwell asked, using the pen's microphone. But nothing happened. After a couple of minutes, the live feed disconnected.
I am sorry, I can't reach you anymore.
The default answer was clear enough to understand that the connection was down.
That's completely unusual.
The plane's technician exclaimed in frustration, fidgeting with his phone, only to realize that the satellite link was also down.
Don't worry. We're about to pass through a small electrical storm. which might be causing this kind of issue.
The pilot tried to reassure them, but the rest of the team wasn't feeling calm at all.
Scene 6.
25 minutes passed when the plane emerged from the storm. The turbulence subsided, but the internet connection remained dead. Abruptly, all the screens flickered to life simultaneously. A shadowy, masked figure, wearing a gray cloak, appeared on every screen.
Hello, Husk. Please send our regards to Julian Price.
The robotic, metallic voice was super loud, filling every inch of the private jet's sound space. Confused, the four of them unfastened their seatbelts, looking for any exposed ports and loose cables. They had no idea who the person on the screen was, but they could recognize a hacked device when they saw one.
What do you want? Who the hell are you?
Maxwell shouted to the screen.
I hope you are all enjoying the food. It might be your last one.
A dark, evil laughter erupted from all the plane's speakers. The masked face multiplied on every screen.
Sir, please return to your seat. This is not time for video calls.
The pilot sounded stressed, almost in panic.
What's happening? Why is there still no internet connection?
Well, somebody or something is controlling the aircraft without my permission. Given our current trajectory, this could be a problem.
Why, we mean?
Jabari was gripped by sheer terror.
The plane is going to crash into the island. We have no way to stop it or seek help without networks.
The pilot switched off all the screens, but they turned back on again automatically. A live map tracking the plane's trajectory displayed in 3D.
Can you override it? There must be a way to do a manual control or descent.
Not on this plane.
Jabari was reviewing the specs of the private jet on his tablet. His curiosity for the customizations while boarding made him download a full technical manual from the manufacturer.
If we can't hack it, we will crash for sure. We are certainly doomed.
Jasmine's expression was filled with despair. She hadn't felt like this for years.
No way, Jasmine. There must be something we can do.
Sam held on to hope, relying on the innocence of youth. But the others were unconvinced, remaining skeptical.
Scene 7.
Back at Sinclair Institute, Julia was desperate. She was on the phone with a high-ranked military official, monitoring every flight in the country, through GPS and satellite.
What do you mean the plane disappeared?
Well, there is no easy way to say this. They were crossing an electric storm, but now, we can't find any traces of the aircraft.
ARIA, I need you to trace the last transmission from Maxwell. Can you do that?
A fiery purple wave of lights rippled across the floor. In the basement, the modular nuclear reactor powering the supercomputer was pushing its capacity to the limits.
A transmission has been located.
ARIA replied, showing a map on screen. It displayed 39 different points, all around the world.
But this is impossible. Can't you just triangulate one of them?
I'm sorry. The sources are bouncing around these points, with multiple origins switching every 2 seconds.
Damn, I shouldn't have sent them in a plane that we don't have any oversight over.
Julia sighed, sitting back in her chair. Back on the airplane, the pilot was trying to regain control, so far unsuccessfully. The rest of the crew was sitting down close to each other, trying to stay calm. The chef, a very religious guy, was silently holding some sort of figure in his hands. Meanwhile, Maxwell opened every single panel of the plane's interior, trying to connect with the onboard computer. Sam was hugging Jasmine, who was almost in tears. It wasn't usual to feel this much despair, but she knew the entire team was trapped together with no internet, or any way to call for help. At least if things were about to go dark, she would be near Jabari, in the final moments. Jasmine kept her gaze on him, as he was absorbed in his tablet.
You know that hugging will not help the plane from crashing down, right?
Jasmine was about to furiously reply, when Maxwell shouted.
Gotcha!
He opened a small holder, containing a set of tools he had brought on board. The big luggages, with the rest of their devices, were locked in the jet's cargo hold, completely out of reach.
What do you think you are doing?
The technician asked Jabari, with a harsh, concerning tone.
Well, I figured out that if we take off that seat, opening that little panel.
He explained, removing the top of the very last seat in the last row.
We will have access to the navigation system's override mechanism.
The technician went back to his seat, clearly worried. Maxwell unfastened his seatbelt, rushing to Jabari.
Do you think it's possible, for real?
He asked.
Scene 8.
I am sorry, Miss Sinclair. We have no other options. If the plane appears on any radar, we will have to take it down.
5 fighter jets were dispatched to find the missing aircraft. Unaware of the quantum device on board, it was like searching for a needle in a haystack.
No, please. You can't do that. My whole team is on that plane. The Sinclair Institute will be lost without them.
I understand. But this just becomes a matter of national security. A rogue plane is something we cannot allow, no matter the circumstance. Our hands are completely tied.
But they are my friends. The only family I have since the death of my father.
The plane could reappear on the radar, but that would also reveal its location, making it a clear target. On the other hand, if the plane crashed into the ocean, there might be a chance for survival or rescue.
Please, stay safe, Maxwell.
She whispered, clutching her phone tightly as she thought of Maxwell and the team. Back in the plane, Jabari was working to disassemble the security mechanism of the control panel, below the seats. Jasmine and Sam were trying to help, although without any tools or internet connection, the task was a monumental challenge.
I can't remember this line of machine code. I'm feeling so useless offline.
Jasmine was frustrated with how much of her abilities relied on internet tools, services, and connectivity.
It might be something like this.
Sam wrote it on a piece of paper.
Yes, that's exactly accurate.
She answered with a big smile on her face. Jasmine knew that Sam was a prodigy in multiple areas, but she never expected to also have this level of detailed memory.
We must adapt it to this plane controller microcode.
Maxwell intervened, returning from the cockpit.
Jabari, did you have any luck with that? The plane's controls are completely useless.
I'm really close to open it. If only we had my full set of tools.
Meanwhile, the technician watched them from a distance, secretly typing on his phone.
I only need to figure out the right combination to open this thing.
He put 2 small screwdrivers inside a pinhole, but the reinforced metallic door remained closed.
Wait, I have an idea. Step away.
Maxwell took a quick step back, then in a swift motion, kicked the door that swung wide open.
What the hell, Maxwell? Are you completely crazy?
Jabari exclaimed, clearly surprised.
Third act. A contact with faith.
Our target is locked. Awaiting for instructions, sir.
The fighter jet pilot's voice echoed from Julia's screen.
Please don't do it yet. You need to give me more time.
Permission granted, pilot. Fire at will.
The general answered immediately. The F-39 fighter jet released a burst of missiles to the rogue plane's predicted location. But not a single one hit.
Negative, sir. The target wasn't there.
How is that possible?
The general asked, angry.
We had radar confirmation.
There are several more, sir. Please check screen number 8.
Hundreds of dots appeared out of nowhere on the map. It was as if the private jet existed simultaneously in multiple locations, thousands of kilometers apart from each other.
But that is surreal. We can't cover all of them at the same time.
Julia smiled subtly.
I guess we can't shoot thousands of bullets into thin air, right?
She challenged the general, hoping to avoid further hostile actions.
Negative. We can't keep chasing phantom dots on a screen. Unless we have a clear view confirmed of the plane, do not shoot.
Roger that, sir.
The pilot closed the communication. Back in the aircraft, Jabari connected small wires to the, now open, control panel.
Damn, I still need some copper for this to work.
He looked at the rest of the crew, Maxwell, Jasmine and Sam.
I'm sorry, sir. Air safety regulations prohibit all conductive materials on board now. Look.
The stewardess, holding a knife, deliberately plunged it into an electrical outlet on the plane's wall. The rest of the team hurried to grab the knife from her hands, but they were too late. It was already contacting the wires inside the wall. Yet nothing happened.
These are all fake metal. Just a fancy-looking carbon fiber with golden synthetic paint.
Damn, we were so close.
Jabari lamented again. The technician's face was puzzling. He was far away from the rest, and hadn't said a word for the past 15 minutes.
I'm sorry. This was the only way.
He typed on his phone. Out of nowhere, the chef carefully removed a small silver chain from around his neck, featuring a religious figure at its center.
I think this could help. I'm not sure how they let me keep it on board, but I still have it.
He asked Jabari.
Yes, that could work.
Jabari and Maxwell exchanged winks while their eyes lighted up.
We can definitely use that.
They celebrated, with yet a little bit of doubt.
Scene 10.
The plane began its descent from cruising altitude. The pilot stepped out of the cabin.
We are starting to descend. The island is just 15 minutes ahead.
Jasmine looked at him, reminding of the imminent disaster.
Well, it won't be our best code, but probably the last one we ever made.
She was in a better mood. After all, she has enjoyed programming since she was 11 years old. Sam extended a formal hand.
It was a pleasure working with you.
Smiling at each other, they handed a USB stick to Jabari, who was preparing to try the manual override procedure.
Well, here goes nothing.
He carefully inserted the silver tip of the chain into a tiny pinhole, while holding a small battery on the other end. A couple of seconds passed. Then, suddenly, the jet lurched violently as it plunged into its descent. The lights flickered, turning the plane into darkness, yet the plane stubbornly pressed on with the engine screaming at maximum power.
Can you control it now?
Maxwell yelled to the pilot, who rushed back into the cabin.
No, you just restarted it. We still need to override the autopilot,
he replied urgently.
Right? The override code.
Jabari tried to connect the USB drive to the maintenance port, which was now flashing with a red light.
Damn, it's too big.
He sighed. They had overlooked the small space between the metallic door and the USB port. But it didn't fit at all.
And what do we do now?
Sam asked Maxwell.
Well, we have only one device with sufficient memory and small enough to fit in there.
To the shared exasperation of all, Maxwell started flipping his phone in the air. Jabari shouted.
We don't have time for this, Maxwell. Think.
Maxwell didn't answer. Instead, he took out his electronic pen, connecting it to the USB drive. He turned a couple of rings on the pen to raw copy the data sectors. As the plane continued its descent, the pilot spoke again.
We have about 5 minutes before we come into the range of the island's radar. The automatic defense AI system will definitely shoot us down if we can't change our trajectory.
Maxwell transferred Jasmine's code to his smart pen. With a swift move, he threw it to Jabari. He connected the smaller device to the empty space, triggering the electrical shortcut once more. Meanwhile, the stewardess was battling the technician over parachutes.
The doors are completely locked down, idiot. You know very well that there aren't enough parachutes for us all.
She was furious. Not about the idea of jumping off a plane at that speed, but also, there was no way to open the locked emergency doors. Maxwell's pen flickered with a distinctive shade of purple, for 2 agonizing minutes. Then, it finally produced a sound.
It's done. Can you try now?
Jabari asked the pilot, who was able to maneuver the plane again.
Yes, I have control now. Activating manual override.
He celebrated, as the plane started to slow down. The aircraft regained a stable internet connection, when all the queued messages rushed in. Thousands of alerts from various aerospace agencies poured in, overwhelming the system. A voice came, screaming,
Please Morin 2, update your status in the next 10 seconds, or else we will shoot you down.
A tense pause before the pilot's response crackled through.
Marin 2 here. We've regained control of the plane. We're landing on Price Island in 3 minutes. Do not shoot, please.
The general's voice cut through, with a chilling finality.
Roger that, but once you land, Be prepared. You'll have a lot of explaining to do.
Scene 11.
I am so sorry, Maxwell. We shouldn't have accepted this job at all.
Julia said on the phone.
It's okay, nobody could have thought this would happen.
Do you have any idea who could be behind this?
Not yet, but the plane got hijacked mid-air. We saw the man on screen for a couple of minutes. He made himself unrecognizable by wearing a mask and distorting his voice. I'm not even sure if it was a real person.
And what about Sam, Jasmine, and Jabari? Are they okay?
Yeah, it was a pretty close call, but everyone is fine now.
The plane's crew was also recovering from the scare.
Do you believe this could have been an inside job? Someone from Price team?
Well, we will check everyone here on the island, so we will figure it out soon.
Are you sure you still want to do the job after this?
Yes, it could be our only chance to find the culprit. Remember that the island's location is still unknown to civilians.
Maxwell explained that a unique set of antennae encircled the island, making its signals virtually invisible to satellites.
But how is that possible? Pilots must have coordinates to land, right?
Not when the plane is driven by the island's AI guidance system.
I guess you are right.
Jabari and Jasmine were retrieving their luggage from the cargo area.
I'm never going that far from you ever again. I swear.
Jabari said to his set of tools. A wave of relief washed over him as he held his suitcase firmly in his hands.
Here, I got you this, before we stepped off the plane.
Jasmine handed a cup full of matcha to Sam, who looked surprised.
Oh, thanks, Jasmine. This is exactly what I needed to calm my nerves. I'm never stepping on a plane again.
The chef is a huge matcha fan, just like you.
They shared a tight hug, realizing they had forged something deeper. A friendship born from shared survival.
Thanks, Maxwell, you saved us all.
The pilot was still in shock.
It was a team effort.
Oh, I believe this is yours.
Jabari carefully handed the small metallic religious figure back to the chef.
Without it, we would never have been able to execute the system override.
The chef retrieved the necklace, tucking it into the front pocket of his shirt. The plane's technician, standing apart from the group, glanced at his phone, shielding it with his hand to hide the screen from curious eyes. Only 3 words appeared on an ephemeral messaging app.
Execute Plan D.
He quickly typed back.
Roger that.
The messages vanished, along with the technician, who swiftly disappeared into the crowd of staff members, tending to the troubled passengers. A brand new electric car, gleaming with a golden coat carrying Julian Price inside, halted beside the plane. He stepped out from the vehicle, extending his hand to Jasmine, and say, with a sweet voice,
"Welcome to Price Island. I'm glad to see you again, Miss Galvez."
To be continued.